Let's first of all have a look at what is going on in each of the nations. And England is unique this year because grading standards are back to what they were before the pandemic, and that is reflected in the results. So let's focus on 2019 and 2023, pre and post-pandemic, same grading standards. And the top results this year are ever so slightly up on what they were pre-pandemic. But there has been a huge drop from the year before. Obviously, during COVID, grades were being decided by teachers, not by exams. But if we look at the other three nations where allowances are still being made when it comes to grading, the picture is very different. There is still a smaller percentage of top grades than the previous 2 years, so the COVID years, but there hasn't been as big a drop as we've seen in England. So in Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, they are several points higher this year with top grades than in 2019. And that disparity has, of course, led to concerns that pupils in England are at a disadvantage. OK, now let's take a closer look at what is going on across England. So as you can see, just under a third of grades were A or A star in the South East and London. Now compare that to the East Midlands and the North East, where it was much less, just over a fifth. So clearly teenagers in certain, often more affluent parts of England getting better A levels. And actually this divide has been exaggerated during the pandemic. So look at London. Top grades up by about 3 points since 2019. And then look at the North East, where they're down by 1 point. Now, these might sound like quite small margins, but they're just adding to the inequality that already exists. Now, talking of inequality, here are the results for different kinds of institutions. This doesn't include Scotland. Way more A or A star grades at private schools, about 47% of the total. Then look at comprehensive schools, it's about 22%. Not surprising that students are doing better at fee-paying schools, but again, the gap has widened during the pandemic. So we're seeing an increase of about 3 points in top grades at independent schools this year compared to 2019. But if you look at sixth form colleges down here, well, there's barely been any increase in A's and A stars. Right, now let's have a look at which subjects students have chosen to study. We know there's often deliberation when it comes to picking A levels, parents getting involved thinking they know best. Again, this data does not include Scotland. Now, it's quite interesting which subjects have become more popular. So you've got computing, media studies, then you've got economics. It's the first time this subject has entered the top 10, business studies, and then the sciences. Now, compare that to studies which have become less popular. And the most notable thing is there's been a big drop in the uptake of foreign languages. So it seems that students have picked subjects that are seen as more vocational or more likely to lead to well-paid jobs. And who can blame them? Now, finally, the dreaded fail. Now, this chart, again, not including Scotland, shows there has been a greater proportion of fails this year than the past 14 years, mainly driven by scores in England. However, I'm not trying to scare anyone because, look, it's still pretty similar to what it was before the pandemic. So it shows things are getting back to normal. Although looking at this chart, I think there will be a fair few students wishing that the no exams policy had continued.